It is Yom Kippur. You are walking to the synagogue. Suddenly, there's an earthquake and you see a nearby house tumbled down. What do?
Was there anybody in the house?
Can you see through walls? You have no idea.
If I have my cell phone, I turn it on and call 911. I run to the house and start clearing the rubble.
You turn on your cell phone and clear rubble on Yom Kippur. What kind of a Jew are you?
Yom Kippur, so what? This is Pikuach Nefesh. Saving somebody's life takes priority. Everybody knows that.
Really? Where does it say that Pikuach Nefesh is more important than Shabbat or Yom Kippur?
You're pulling my leg, aren't you? It's in the Torah scroll we read in the synagogue on Shabbat.
Is not. Here's what the Torah scroll says about Yom Kippur, Leviticus 23:30. Anybody who will do work on that day will be lost from among his people. Did you hear Pikuach Nefesh there? I didn't.
But everybody knows God would rather we saved somebody's life than observed a ritual. Don't tell me we've had it wrong all those years.
Well, the Torah scroll we read in the synagogue on Shabbat isn't everything. There are plenty of additional teachings called the Oral Torah, taught from rabbi to student since the time of Moses. Many of those additional teachings are in a lookbook called the Mishnah, written around the year 200.
So we have a written oral Torah in addition to the Torah scrolls. You're playing another one of your tricks, aren't you?
No, honest. Here is what the Mishnah says in Yoma 8:7. If somebody is under rubble, maybe he is there and maybe not, maybe alive, maybe dead, maybe Gentile, maybe Jew, remove the rubble. If he is alive, remove the rubble. If dead, leave the body there until after Yom Kippur.
So that's how we know about Pikuach Nefesh. I knew Halacha would say to save a life even on Yom Kippur.
Yes, except it is not that simple.
It never is.
How do we know the rabbis of the Mishnah got it right?
But you said they were preserving a tradition going back to Moses. Wouldn't you expect Moshe Rabbeinu to know?
Yes, the rabbis of the Mishnah say the tradition comes all the way from Moses. But can we believe them? If God wants us to think of Pikuach Nefesh, wouldn't he put a hint in the written Torah so we won't forget it?
Maybe.
The Talmud tells of a time that Rabbi Ishmael was asked exactly this question. He answered using a different Torah law. What do you do when somebody breaks into your house at night, and you fear for your life?
I don't know what the Torah says, but I'm a good Texan. If you break into my house and threaten my family's life, I shoot you.
That's what the Torah says too. Exodus 22:1-2. If a thief is found at night and hit and dies, it is not bloodshed. If the sun shone on him, it is bloodshed. He must pay a fine, or be sold into slavery to pay it.
That's nice. But what does it have to do with Pikuach Nefesh?
Patience. Rabbi Ishmael explains it in the Talmud, Yoma 85a. If the thief is found hidden, we don't know if he came for money or to kill, and spilling blood makes the land unclean and causes the divine presence to leave Israel. Yet we are allowed to save ourselves by killing the thief. Kal v'chomer, we are allowed to do work on Shabbat, or Yom Kippur, to save lives.
Kal v'chomer. What's that?
In English we use a fortiori. If something is allowed, then something that is better is definitely allowed. If something is forbidden, then something that is worse is definitely forbidden.
Ha!
Are you allowed to shoot a human being who threatens your life?
Of course.
Then a fortiori, Kal v'chomer, you're also allowed to shoot a dog that attacks you.
I see.
So if you're allowed to kill a person because you might save a life, you're also allowed to work on Shabbat, or Yom Kippur, for the same purpose.
So what I knew all along is right. Thank you. If I ever spend Yom Kippur in Japan or California, I might need to know this. Or just, use common sense.
Yes, but now you can explain why you're doing it. Sorry about the bad pronunciation of Pikuach Nefesh and Halacha. This system does not let us do the correct sound. The one that I can't do right now.